Gathered in a foreign land, some of 800 teenagers together in Eastbourne on the eve of the first International Children's Conference and the only environment talks since the Rio Summit.
Hi en welkom bij Groenland. Ons is vandaag in Eastbourne en dit is ons restaurant. En ons het kom kyk na die internasionale kinderomgewingskonferensie. En hier is kinders van reg oor die wêreld.
Dis die 50ste geboorte van die Verenigde Nasies. En ons gaan net kyk wat hulle hier so doen. Vandag is dit afval en hersirkulering. So ons gaan vind uit wat hulle doen.
We thought you might like to hear how we all got here today.
We felt that if we got loads of children from all over the world together, maybe adults will listen to our concerns about the environment.
We wanted everyone to know that children were already doing wonderful things, and that by helping in our local communities, we can make a difference to the whole earth.
This is Australia. Our story starts in the city of Brisbane, where 56 students from Astley Special School send you their warmest wishes. We are proud to be part of the first International Children's Conference on the Environment and would like to share our vision with you.
And you all care about the environment, I care about the environment, and let's hope we can do something today. Give yourselves a round of applause. For our first presentation today, we go to some islands off Ecuador in South America. They are the Galapagos Islands, a unique and fantastic place for wildlife and a place I've been lucky enough to visit for filming. However, the effects of waste are a problem on these beautiful islands, and here with his project, Waste Management on the island of Santa Cruz, is our first delegate, Sebastian Cruz.
The uniqueness of Galapagos has demanded tremendous efforts to protect its fragile environment and natural resources. This uniqueness has attracted visitors from all over the world to see the archipelago. As tourists visit the islands, the population increases. The amount of rubbish increases because of people's needs. Tourists are the direct cause of the increase in waste. Rubbish affects tourism indirectly.
Hi everybody!
Where are you guys from?
Ons het hier so met die hoof van British Airways, Colin Marshall, en ons gaan vir hom 'n paar vrae vra oor hierdie konferensie.
So Colin, why did you decide to sponsor this International Children's Conference?
We decided to sponsor it because we carry many children during the course of each year. In fact, roughly a million children fly on British Airways flights, many going to and from school. And we also felt that at the 1992 Rio Earth Conference, the Earth Summit, the children were given very little time to present their case. So we wanted to help in making sure that this conference was a success and to give the children of the world the opportunity to voice their views on the environment for the future.
Professor, the three topics at the conference, why do you think are those topics that they chose?
Well, I think it's very interesting because all you lot have come from around the world and you're seeing the real problem.
Yeah.
I mean, we sit in this country and we think about saving, the African wildlife. Most of us have never actually seen it. Now, the children who've sent in their projects here are actually living the problem. I mean, we've got a group from, Bombay, and they say it's a filthy, dirty place. But the people who are paid to clear it up, they don't have everything. They don't even have sewage.
Yeah.
So you are people with first-hand knowledge. So I've come here to learn. I think it's very exciting.
Yeah.
I welcome you all to the International Children's Conference. Leave it to us.
Say no to polythene purely on our own personal experiences of harmful consequences of misuse, overuse and indiscriminate use of polythene in our society. We all know the various uses of polythene and plastics. They are used as wrappers, containers, carriers, covers and many more. But now we have seen and experienced that it can be more harmful than useful in the long run, not only to mankind, but to the entire life on Earth.
He travels the world teaching children about what to do with rubbish and how to recycle waste. Say hello to Cycler. Right. And then I have a big friend with me, and he's even better known than Cycler, Professor David Bellamy.
If plastic is so dangerous to the environment, why do people keep on making plastic?
Well, plastic has been a very, very useful thing. I mean, plastic bags. In fact, we say, what did we do before we had plastic? Well, I can just about remember. And of course, what did we do before we had plastic? Well, we used paper bags. Now, what would you say? Well, we'll do away with all the plastic and we'll go back to paper. What would that do to the forests of the world? And also remember that the people of the third world, 1.2 billion, that's 1.2 thousand million people in China, they still use packaging. They take baskets to their local stores when they go and buy their food and things. They are now moving into this packaging world. Now, should we say to them, you will use wood products? Where is all that wood going to come from? Or should we use plastic? And I don't really think there is an answer. In some cases, plastic is a much better medium to use. In some cases, paper is.
Why isn't more plastic recycled?
Why isn't more plastic recycled, Dave? Now, I think, let's see if we can think if Cycler's going to answer.
Well, the question is, why aren't more plastics recycled? Well, the reason is that plastic is such a complex material. There are so many different types of plastic, and they all have to be treated differently when they come to be recycled.
Ons het vandag baie meer geleer by die konferensie oor afval en oor herwinning. En toe het ons 'n besluit gemaak.
Ja, ons het saam met al die ander kinders gekom, ek en Helen, en ons het na die herwinning maatskappy toe gekom en jy kan net sien dat al die blikkies en die glasbottels word herwin hier so. Wat hulle by die konferensie doen is eintlik
Sekte is ook bedreig. Daarom is dit belangrik om na die natuur in sy geheel om te sien. Kom ons gaan kyk wat sê kinders van reg oor die wêreld wat ons kan doen om ons planeet se toekoms te kan verseker.
Now, today's theme is wildlife in danger, and we start today's conference in Pakistan, a beautiful and mystical country once full of wonderful wildlife. Now, some of the animals are extinct and many are on the endangered list. For instance, the beautiful snow leopard, the Hubara bustard, the green turtle, and the Himalayan brown bear. The reasons for their decline are ones that we've all heard 100 times before. Loss of habitat, pollution, overpopulation, and in this case, hunting. Here with his project, Jeopardize Wildlife in Pakistan, is Salman Khan.
Pakistan is the home to many exotic animals found nowhere else in the world. Today, these animals face extinction. The reason for this is that the ecology is in a most precarious situation. Birds are big mammals, about 1.5 meters tall, and weigh between 90 to 180 kilos. Though they are omnivores, 95% of their diet is from plants.
Can you tell us a bit more about the UN?
Well, the UN is a big organization. Its ideal is to secure a future for each and every one of us and to make us live in a much more comfortable way. It has programs and agencies dealing with various aspects of contemporary issues, from children to environment to drug to population issues. In fact, I'm here representing the United Nations Environment Program, the environmental voice of the UN. Yeah.
Like most developing countries, Ghana depends largely on the use of its natural resources. That is, forests, rivers, mineral oils, gold, manganese, diamond, bauxite, etc. Land to produce goods and services, and also
for export to end foreign exchange. The use of these resources in less sustainable ways has brought about great destruction of most of the natural resources like forest trees that are very important to humankind.
Greetings from New Zealand. I would like to begin my project by showing you a video of one of the world's rarest penguins, the yellow-eyed penguin. The yellow-eyed penguin is known as
I may look like a panda bear, but my name is Sally P.
One of our regular features was endangered animals. It was very popular because students did research, wrote reports, made costumes, and masks.
G'day, I'm Owen Wilkins from the Wilderness State of Australia. The population of the whole of the Australian continent would fit into London. So Tasmania does not have cities with smog. You can enjoy rainforests, climb wild mountains, see echidnas ambling beside the road, and watch wedge-tailed eagles soaring high.
In this trap is a brush-tailed possum. Before I release it, I put it in a bag and weigh it.
You can all see yourselves. Say a big hello. Well, that's us in Eastbourne, but what about Moscow? Moscow! Oh! We've finally got a picture to Moscow. Hello, how are you?
Michaela, can you hear us? I would like to say that we're expecting a transmission, a link up with the space station Mir.
Позволяйте сказать несколько слов по-английски. We are very happy that young people as you are drawing their attention and devoting their work to such an important topic as the conservation of our nature and the ecology. We on board the space station here are also involved in this kind of work in some way as we are observing the ecology, the nature from here. We wish you very much success for your work. We think it's a very important thing for the future, not only for your future, but for all the future generations.
Ons sit hier met Dermot en hy is die vice chair van die junior board van die Congress hier. Do you have a message for the kids here that are having problems in their countries?
Well, yeah, if they're having problems, just get lots of kids together and voice your concerns to the governments and whoever's listening.
Professor, you've just been to South Africa in St. Lucia, right? And what did you think about the pollution there and wildlife and danger?
Well, I mean, I saw an awful lot of, erosion and things, and too much overgrazing by cattle, and not really enough room for the wildlife, is there? And you do have some of the best, game parks. I mean, everyone wants to go to the Kruger, but I hear they're thinking of building a road through the Kruger Park now. I mean, so there are problems. And I flew along the coast and talked to lots of the very poorest people who, don't really have very much at all, and they're cattle of everything. And if you take the cattle away from them, you see, but everywhere you look there's overgrazing, so it is a real big problem. And I think what we've got to do is make some of the projects, I've been reading about from the delegates here, are about making grown-up understanding of the problem.
Ons is nou hier by Seven Sisters se ekologiese park. En hierso word die kinders na gebring van die konferensie en dan word net meer geleer oor wilder. Ons staan nou hierso net buite Eastbourne en die Engelse landskap is regtig pragtig. Ek het nog nooit so mooi kleur in my hele lewe gesien nie.
Ja, daar is 56 miljoen mense in die Verenigde Koninkryk. En elke paar myl sal jy 'n groep huise sien. Maar tussen hierdie huise is daar
verskriklike mooi landskappe.
Honderde diere en plante spesies is alreeds vir die nageslag verlore omdat niks gedoen is om te keer dat hulle uitsterf nie. Ons het vandag gehoor van die groenskilpaaie in Pakistan, die breinbere in Griekenland en die bome in Ghana wat dringend bewaar moet word.
Kom ons doen alles in ons vermoë om wat ons nog het te beskerm, sodat die kinders van môre en oormôre dit kan geniet en gebruik.
Vir KTV is dit Helen en Ulrich hier in Eastbourne, Engeland. Tot ziens! Vandag hier in Eastbourne en die saak onder bespreking is onderhoubare ontwikkeling.
Groot woorde nee, maar al wat dit eintlik beteken is oplossings vir probleme wat in die langterm vir almal voordelig sal wees. Maar moenie laat ons woorde in jou mond lê nie. Kom ons gaan kyk wat sê die kundiges.
I represent Health Messenger Association from Romania. The basic project of the Health Messenger Association is education for health, environment, and communication. The key word is the message, and the message, its main actors are the children from 8 till 16 years. Do you know that every year more than 3 million people die because they smoke?
I'm the leader of the project entitled Children Against Smoking. You see, we are the great defenders of the earth, of the its atmosphere and environment. How do we work? We collect signatures from the grown-ups and for an anti-tobacco law. This law says no smoking in places where women and children are present.
Well, we go from Europe to South Africa, where members of the Wilkeveld Youth Club are very involved with environmental conservation. They do surveys of plants and animal life, conservation of natural areas, winter and summer bird counts, eradication of exotic plant life, and conservation of historical places and buildings, as well as many tree and food planting projects. The club has won several awards and is committed to environmental education. Here with their projects Community Development and Protection of Wetlands are Teresa van der Merwe and Tali Yariv.
The rivers, the air and the flowers. We teach people how to grow their own food very cheaply and how to take care of their soil and water, and not waste what precious water and soil they have. As many people do not have jobs and cannot afford to buy lots of in our area with clean water, tap and sewage systems. We have also been able to help move squatters of a sensitive wetland area to another area, where they now have legal rights to the land on which they live, and the people have built proper houses. Many of our projects are very successful. However, our country and planet need many more people to try and help. Now is the time for the children to ask the government and big companies the question, when will it be enough? How many rivers have to be destroyed? How many plants and animals have to become extinct before man will change? We believe community development is a way to help man live in harmony with his environment, no matter how poor people may be. Most environmental problems in the world are caused by governments and businesses and overpopulation. They and the environment are the ones that suffer from these mistakes. There are ways how man can live on this planet without ruining it. It is up to all of us to find the right path on which to walk and start becoming earth citizens, like many of our friends.
The pad is cared for by Anne Lowe, and the club called the Wheel for Field and Youth. Anne told us that this used to be her playground as a child, and that's why Anne put so much time into caring for the pad, so everybody will have the opportunity to appreciate the beauty of nature.
The Wilgenveld and Youth Club plays quite an important role in the Pan area. We are taking groups from nursery school kids, primary schools, high schools into this area. The Wilgenveld Club also make regular plant surveys of the different seasons as well as bird surveys.
Everyone is invited to come and enjoy this open-air classroom. Today, members will learn about erosion control. Erosion is a natural process by which rock and soil are broken loose from the Earth's surface at one location and moved to another. We can influence the extent to which erosion occurs. Now, take a look. First, fill the holes with grass and then pack a couple of rocks on top to keep the grass in place. Yep, that's the way to do it. Operation Cleanup. These chaps are doing a fantastic job. It's hard to believe that the bullfrog pan used to be a rubbish dump. Phew, what a mess. As you can see, the pan has been totally transformed back into its natural state. A bird-watching tour was a difference. Bird watchers are able to wander through the pan and enjoy active participation. There's nothing like a bit of mud between the toes. Today, the pan is home to over 40 bird species. They include grass and wetland birds as well as birds of prey. Birds require so much food that they may spend most of their time eating. And here's lots of insects, seeds, and fish to snack on. While the birds feed, the bird watchers watch.
Really rewarding to see when youngsters start to learn about nature and know and can tell you what's going on here.
The flamingo family is back after 25 years. They feed on the tiny plants and animals in the water. Flamingos have developed an unusual feeding method. Watch. It still filters water and mud from food. This is Tandy. She's doing the flamingo walk. Many people consider wetlands to be waste areas. For this reason, many ponds and slates have been drained and destroyed. It's so sad because it is home to many birds and animals, like the bullfrog. Talking of which, where's the frogs?
There's a guys, no bullfrog here. Maybe if you come back after spring rain, they'll be there. Because there's usually millions of them there.
Keep looking, Lubek. We'll be back.
Entitled Africa, written as Sunset in the Bushveld by one of my friends, Angelica Rawls. Darkness engulfs us once more. We don't appreciate the light of the earth until it is taken away, just like a child doesn't appreciate its parents until they become part of the wind once more. You feel the hard earth crying out for rain. How harsh and cold the soul of Africa has become. A cry of a distant bird, chanting its thanks for freedom. Silence, not eerie, but peaceful and full of happiness. As the wind gently entwines itself around you, you feel assured. Africa is the land in which you belong. Looking around you, you see a new vision, a vision of peace and serenity. Wise people from the past once sang in this spot. They appreciate this land for what it is. They saw it gave birth to all the animals, birds and reptiles of this magnificent land. Strangely, I feel like nothing as I realize how little we know of this land and its creatures. I'm insignificant in this vast land. After all, without it, where would we stand? Wars rage on in some areas of Africa, but the kind Mother Nature forgives us. She knows we are fools. Who will appreciate her? We are who we are, and we can't change our cruel nature. We can only change our views, maybe make a difference, to prevent this beautiful land from falling into nothing. Vast empty spaces are worthless, but again we are forgiven. How kind is the burning soul of Africa. We would like to thank the organizers for inviting us to come to this conference, and we would like to thank all the children here for sharing your experience with us. We would also like to make a special mention of all the children of the world who are not as fortunate as us. Some are hungry, some homeless, some are caught up in wars. They don't understand. It is for them that we will continue to make this world a better place. Regards from the children of South Africa.
Today, Zambia's children are bringing a program entitled Save Our World.
These children are worried, for their future is uncertain. They are concerned about air pollution, deforestation, extinction of wild species, and many effects of environmental degradation.
Conservation cannot wait! Get into it now!
Our first three presentations have been about how we get the media to listen to us. Well, we have now on stage a very well-known British newscaster here who would like to see more good news in the media. Please welcome Martin Lewis.
In most of the media worldwide, there is a general image of what young people are all about. And the kind of stories that the media like to report about young people are when things go wrong, when they are football hooligans, causing trouble, when they're causing a riot, when they're stealing cars, when they're mugging elderly people. Those are the stories that most of the media seem to think sum up what youngsters are all about. But you and I know differently, because we know that there are a great many youngsters out there, just like you at this marvelous, remarkable conference this week, who are actually taking the time and the trouble to show that you can come up with solutions to many of the world's problems. The future is not some place we are going to, but one we are creating. The paths to it are made, not found, and the activity, the business of making those paths, changes both the maker and the destinations. So my advice to you is to encourage your local newspapers, your television, and your radio in your countries that you come from to report the good news alongside the bad, to make sure that they do both, and to show much more of what is being done to try to solve the world's problems.
We're the children of New Zealand, and we believe that our environment is under threat because of nuclear testing in the Pacific. We would like to send a message to Mr. Chirac and the French government, stating that 50 years after the dawn of the nuclear age, it's now time to stop. We would like to remind them of the tragic devastation caused by radioactivity at Hiroshima, Chernobyl, and the Bikini Atoll in the Pacific.
What's the most, the biggest problems you find?
I think the biggest problem that I've seen all over the world is overpopulation, and I think that's probably the main problem. Well, if we could sort that out, we could sort an awful lot of other things out. It causes poverty, it causes deforestation, it causes pollution. It's a major, major problem, and if there was one thing that I could sort out, it would be the overpopulation problem.
I like South Africa. Now I'm coming back, so I'm a botanist, you see, and until you've actually been and seen the flora on the Cape Peninsula and especially Table Mountain, that's the richest flora in the world. So you're a very, very rich country. And you see, you've got all the big game still. And the whole world is saying, please, please, South Africa, get it right. Because if you don't get it right, there won't be all those flowers, there won't be all those animals there. So I'm here, they're going to learn a lot. I'm going to be listening to what you're saying.
Do you think this conference can really make a change?
I do, because governments are going to take more notice of children after this and realise they do have a valid opinion. I mean, there are 800 of us here. They have no choice but to listen because there's so many who all think the same. And maybe they will take some action on what we're saying.
And I think it's very important that we're here because if we don't start caring now, by the time we do, we should prevent it, not cure it.
Ons staan hier so met Tessa en Sally en hulle was die beste. Hulle was die Suid-Afrikaanse verteenwoordigers wat opgetree en 'n voordrag gegee het daar op die verhoog. En julle was net die beste. You were simply the best. En ek weet nie wat om nog te sê nie. Congratulations.
And now this is a very, very special message for all KTV viewers. We're very sorry that you weren't all able to come to this conference here at Eastbourne in England, but luckily you sent your camera and you sent Helen. So from all the children and all the delegates here at the International Children's Conference, hello KTV viewers, and listen, don't you touch the tuning knob on your television set. You just stay on KTV and we'll tell you what's happening around the world.
I love this so much. Wel, die goeie nuus is dat daar vir alle planete probleme oplossings is. Ons moet hulle net vind en dan natuurlik ook toepas.
Ons hoop julle het ons programme hier uit Eastbourne geniet en dat julle nou weet wat ons as kinders kan doen om ons planeet 'n beter, skoner en gesonder plek te maak vir almal.
So 'n winderige laaste tot ziens hier uit Eastbourne.
Tot ziens.
Uit te geniet. Het is vir ons ook baie om te leer en is eintlik 'n wonderlike voorreg om by kinders te kan leer.
Firstly, can you tell me are you enjoying the conference?
Yeah. En as julle sin maar nou volgende jaar weer na hierdie konferensie, as hulle volgende jaar weer een hou, watse onderwerpe sal julle graag met iets
Wildlife management.
And what problems do you think South Africa has?
The killing of animals, pollution.
Yeah, that's a big problem, man.
Do you have a message for South African kids in Port Carlos in South Africa?
Keep the country clean and be wise. Don't mess up the country.
Ons is nie in Durban nie, ons is wel in Sussex.
Ja, maar soos julle kan sien, is daar ook baie mooi witstrand hier agter ons in Sussex.
Kyk!
Dis 'n mooi boot.
Dit is 'n hond daar.
Show it, please, boy, show it.
Ja! Kyk!
Jy moet dit groot oor daar die uitsig sê. Ja, ons kan net groen oor by die venster uit.
We believe that solar energy is the way of the future. We help people to plant trees and gardens in their schools and homes, because most less developed areas have no plants and the soils lie bare and barren. Trees are not only important to the environment, but also to make these areas beautiful and to give people pride in their homes.
Now, what do you mean by sustainable development? I don't even understand that, Jelly.
Okay, it means that man can live in harmony with all the birds and the animals and the reptiles and the trees. And that's what it means. The children are putting through challenges to Buttress Ghali from the United Nations.
Is this being filmed? Am I being filmed at the moment for KTV in the future?
Yes.
Oh, and I haven't got my best tie on either.
Actually for Grootweg.
I beg pardon, sorry?
Actually for Grootweg. It's
the program
that it's our Afrikaans program.
It sounds like I'm clearing my throat here. Grootweg. Well, what on earth is Grootweg?
It's in Afrikaans.
Afrikaans.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It means big eye. Big eyes.
Big eyes.
Yeah, but it sounds very in Afrikaans.
We live
Grootweg.
through things with big eyes.
Onze Bobby's genoemd.
In wat heb je van Zuid-Afrika?
Zuid-Afrika, dat is een mooie plek. Ik wil daar terug gaan en weer mee relatieve bezoek.
Ons staan met kundige universiteiten in hulle is van Red Hills, hulle school. Daddy, can you tell me about your project at your school? Well, we have a wildlife club at our school for Dredger Wildlife Club. We do a lot of things, example like water testing, hikes, and a lot of other different things.
And how long did it take you to finish this project?
About 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. Since you started. Long. And what did you think about South Africa's presentation?
I thought it was great. It was very good.
Viva South Africa! And do you have a message for kids from KTV?
You should all join wildlife clubs and care about the environment.
Yes, and be friends.
Stalling met Pakkie en hy is ook vir Suid-Afrika uit Port Elizabeth. Pakkie, can you say, are you enjoying the conference here in London? Is it?
And what is your project about?
It's about how the environment in PE is.
And what did you think about South Africa's presentation and all?
It was very good.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Do you think we got some answers on South Africa's problem?
Do you have a message for all the kids in South Africa?
KTV.
Be a green
Thanks.
That's sweet.
They should start working on our environment because it's not here for long, and if we start conserving it now, it will be there.
Hi, ons staan nou hier so met sien julle Katlego en Tebogo. En hulle is also van Suid-Afrika in Pretoria. And what message can you give to KTV?
Let's see, I would say something to KTV and say, let everybody have a lovely day today. And it's very nice in London, and let them have a lovely time.
Our project is art and craft.
This project is art and craft.
How Are you enjoying the conference here in Eastwood?
I'm loving it because I'm meeting children that are similar to me. And what do you think about the answers we got for our problems in South Africa? Do you think it'll work? I'm sure.
Teresa, what do you think are the biggest problems that you've seen here about children over the world?
Polluted air and
wildlife.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking to us. Really.
Yeah, thanks. And you were great. You were great. Yeah. All the KTV kids, you must just carry on caring and just being nice children.
Have you had a lovely time at the International Children's Conference?
Yeah, it's a lovely conference, you know.
Hasn't it, eh?
Yeah.
And do you know what? I think we've all learned a great deal about our environment, eh?